All right, good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, December 13th. I call the meeting of the DeKalb Township Board of Trustees to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee McNutt. Here. Trustee Thurman.
Here.
Trustee Bradwell.
Here.
Trustee King.
Present.
And Supervisor Hess.
Here.
Also present are Highway Commissioner Craig Smith and Assessor Rich Dyer.
Stand for the pledge, please. Yep.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next is approval of the agenda. Does anyone have any changes that they want to make to the agenda? Nothing, agenda set. No presentations tonight, no public comments, so we'll jump into reports. Supervisors report. The weekend of November and 12th was the TOI conference. The three of us, Lisa and Craig and myself, attended. There wasn't a whole lot of takeaway that to report on. And the Saturday preceding the conference, there was a GADI General Assistance, Technical Assistant training that the case managers went to. On November 13th, we co-hosted a utility clinic with Senator Sue Resin's office here. That's a way when I was at the TOI conference. We only had one individual attend in person, and then I believe there were a couple of people that attended through Zoom. And we did get some feedback that it would be appreciated if that was offered in the evening, and people who work during the day could come. So we will revisit that. On November 15th, the road district crew and DeKalb Park District, and I was also there. We all worked together at Oakwood Cemetery to clean up a corner of the cemetery with some overgrowth of trees, and I think we knocked it out in yeah, and it just looks so much better, and so we will be able to better organize the cremains area as far as marking each of the plots. Next step is there's a lot of concrete materials that were dumped back there. And so the road district's gonna be able to bring those back to the building, and we'll try to see exactly what they are. So that was good. That was a big project. It's great to have it out of the way. November 20th was a decennial committee meeting. And I will be following up with an email about with materials to review for in anticipation of the next meeting, which is Tuesday, January 16th. That's the meeting. That's what we discussed at while it's still fresh in people's minds. If anyone has any conflicts with that date, just let me know. 6 p.m. Yeah, I thought it was January, so we could knock it out. You could look in the minutes and let us know.
Yeah, but look at it. I have February right now, but I could.
Okay. Oh,
If it's February, I got a conflict. 16.
16th is a Friday on February.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday, January 16th.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's.
January 16th.
January, I apologize, I thought I had January, February right now, but it is January.
That's Tuesday, January 16th at 6 p.m.
okay.
Well, I apologize.
So I will get that out to you next week. So that you can see, can you have the minutes to me by then, so that people that weren't there can review them? Okay, great. And then on November 28th and 30th, we hosted a couple of community sessions for the Committee on Youth to try to recruit members to get that committee up and running again. There were 3 meetings between the 3 of them, in person and people who watched through Zoom. I think there was like 15 people. Nancy was at one of them. And we definitely have people in the community who are interested in getting involved with a youth initiative. The application I did include that in your packet. It's on page 4, in case you know of anyone who might be interested in getting involved. And we're asking that those be turned in by December 15th. And then we'll have the first meeting in January. Yes.
How many applications did you get?
I think we have like 8 now. And it's a 5-person committee, so. Yeah. And the first 2 pages in your board packet are just thank yous that we received after we notified some of the human service agencies. Or the human service agencies to let them know that they were receiving funding. And when you have a chance, just look at the one from Habitat for Humanity, and it tells a pretty touching story about someone who's going to get assistance. And how it's going to be life-changing for them. December 4th, we had 3 individuals from the community to come in to have a conversation about having a cemetery advisory committee, and they are very interested in pursuing that. So I'm going to talk to Brad now and see how we proceed with that. If we have to appoint them through resolution, or if, this can just be something that we meet. I'm not quite sure how to start a new committee, so. And then December 6th, I participated in the Afton Township Focus Group. That was done by the NIU Center for Governmental Studies. And there were maybe a dozen people there, and they asked about with Afton Township to receive more funding, what our perceptions are on how that could best be utilized. So, and then the other piece of information I wanted to share is that after considering how we best run the General Assistance Department to meet our growing needs, I made a decision to promote Casey to the position of Director of General Assistance. So she started in that role this week. And she's going to be assisting more with administrative duties that I just really need to take off my plate to focus on some of these other things and continue to grow our employment assistance program. We'll be coming to you to give a report after the first of the year, but individuals who are receiving general assistance who are capable of working, we're going to take a little bit further with them and try to help them gain skills so they can be successfully employed. We've been doing that to some degree, but we're going to grow it a little bit more.
Has Casey been here? I don't even know that name.
Casey's been here since May.
Oh,
Yeah, she came in a meeting and sat next to me one time. I can't remember if she took notes.
That was Kim.
Kim, oh, that's right, it was Kim.
Yeah.
Okay.
that makes sense.
So any questions about anything? That's all I have. Oh, okay. Clerk's report?
No report.
Highway Commissioner?
I'm gonna run as fast as possible. So, as far as the guys in back, we're just doing our summer to winter changeover. The mild weather, made it really where we can go a lot farther, and they've been waxing trucks a few days. And got some compliments from the people in the building, so trucks are all cleaned up and prepared for the winter. So I met with an architect and the Paragram engineering firm here on site to discuss a new building just a storage building for the road district back. Be towards the back of the property. For a lot of the items that we just can't get under roof anymore here. And that have been sitting out for quite some time and would like to get them out or under roof and stuff like that. So just starting that process for that. And then I'm going through right now and evaluating all the roads and stuff for projects that we will be doing starting in the spring. And the guys will be starting the annual blanketing the township on all signs and that, because we're on a 10-year blanket policy. Once they hit 10 years old, they get changed out. So that's my report, or the first portion of my report. And then I'm gonna move right into announcing the declaration of surplus equipment. So starting on page 5 and 6 and 7, you'll see. So these are 2 vehicles and 1 trailer that under 60 ICILCS 1/30-50, I'm declaring the 3 pieces of equipment as surplus, which is a 2011 Ford F-450 1-ton dump truck. That will be replaced. That's on the rotation to be replaced. The next one, 1989. The brand is Eager Beaver trailer. It's our largest trailer, and we just purchased a new one and stuff. So that will be going to auction. And then last will be a 2017 Mack dump truck. Now that with the restructuring, we're eliminating a piece of equipment here. So that truck is actually the city of DeKalb is purchasing that after January. It wasn't there. So those are those 3 that I, under law, have to declare as surplus. And that is it for me.
For the truck and it's for the 2011 Ford truck and the trailer, is that typical lifespan for you?
10 years. The trailer, that was purchased before I came here. It was purchased used from the county highway department. And it just is showing its age and starting to show a lot of expenses and upkeep. So before it breaks down or goes out, or we've already replaced it, the new one is here on site. So it's just a matter of, I want to send it to auction. We use Allberg's out in Malta, which a lot of the townships and city DeKalb uses them, the county highway department. Under law, you can either trade it in, sell it outright to another governmental entity, or it must go to auction. Or you can do the bid in house here. I just choose to send it to auction. I think my predecessor paid $2,500 for it. So it's
1989?
no, I think he bought it in the 90s.
Oh.
So it's gotten its life out of here. So and yeah.
Any other questions? Assessor's report?
Don't have a whole lot, just continue on with board hearings. The bulk of them won't start until January. They've had 3 days of them so far. Haven't gotten reports on what happened with them yet, but a little curious on a few of them. The trucks did look really good after Craig's guys got done, and made sure to compliment him on that. And there was something else. And I'm not thinking of it off the top of my head. It'll pop in.
You must be the proof on the building.
Yeah.
Not gonna be the only time I reference him tonight, but
Oh, okay.
Any questions on? Trustees reports, trustee Bradley?
No report.
Trustee King?
I don't know that, well, I guess a my report. Finals week, they're leaving. So, yeah, it's like, yes, they are. They're not quite taking their garbage with them yet, but
Fewer cars on the road.
yeah.
Fewer cars.
Yeah, they are. They're getting out of here and commencement is coming. I am no longer on the HRC with the city. Me and Norton and Nadine, we came to the end of our term and we weren't renewed, so there should be some new people on the HRC, so you can get your updates from whoever those people are, I imagine. I think that's it. I have a question, if I can ask. I saw something when I looked online in the packet that I don't think I see in the packet. It was something about something we paid some group, I think it was called like the Alamo or something like that. It was listed with all of the social service agencies.
The Alano Club?
That must have been what it is, yeah. I don't see that here. Is this different than that? I'm sorry, I'm always the one that.
Yeah, it's on page 9 at the very bottom.
Oh, okay, I'm on page 11. I was going through here back and forth, looking. I thought, is it me? You said it's page 9 at the bottom?
Very last line.
Oh, okay, I see, Alano Club, okay. And so that's I don't remember them. They came,
It's the second year we've been funding to them. It's the local, like Alcoholics Anonymous, the 12-step program.
okay. All right, I just didn't know. I didn't know what that was and I didn't remember them out of all of the other people.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, that's my only question.
okay.
So far, you know me, I'll probably have another question.
Trustee McNabb,
No report.
trustee Thurman,
No report.
I'm sorry. See what I mean? I got another, this is kind of a trustee question, trustee to trustee. Are you all having a lot of problems with people, with, I guess, students in marijuana?
No.
No, okay. Must be campus, all right.
Attended the annual assessor meeting last Friday at the county. That was it.
See, my questions help everybody.
Are you having problems with marijuana? I didn't think so, but it was in the building today, I will say that, so. Holy Toledo,
lingering smell.
Do you all say anything when you smell it?
I know.
Do you?
Not against the law.
Well, that's what everybody keeps saying.
And the first dispensary opened in DeKalb.
Yeah. There's two, right?
No, just
Oh,
one.
this
right
is-
now.
Another one's coming in the junction next year.
Yeah, I thought I read that. At the old world place, yeah.
All right, well then let's move on to bill paying. Can I get a motion to approve the November audit report in the amount of $331,301.02?
So moved.
And the December bills to pay in the amount of $97,463.09.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a question. For all of our pays, it says 0.
Yes, and it always
At
has.
the bottom, it totals it. If I remember correctly.
Yes, so if you look at,
Okay, I see what you mean.
see the
Payroll
QuickBooks
service.
payroll service, now, it doesn't show the cumulative amount for that 11/1 paydays, because that actually was taken out in October. And so that was on our October sheets. What that cumulative amount was, but if you look at the date 11/2, where it says QuickBooks payroll service. Created by payroll service on 10/31 in the amount of $3,446.04. That's actually for, jump down a little bit and you'll see Kimberly Barrios, Corey Nelson and Scott Dabbs. Dabbs, is that right?
Dams.
You see those three names?
Oh, so
That
it
amount
doesn't.
is for their 3 payrolls.
Yeah, I got a question too, actually.
Okay. Well, does that answer your question?
Yeah,
Somewhere on here, it had all of us. And in the far right corner, I think it says something like $95,000. It's not helpful, I guess, if I can't find it. But I was wondering what that was. 'Cause I didn't know. When I looked at it online,
Oh, I see you're on page 32.
oh, okay.
And those
Yeah,
That's
are,
the balance line.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those are, the top part is the checks that have cleared. Those are deposits and credits that have cleared.
Right,
And then that number on the bottom is a running balance.
oh, okay. I was just curious, because
Excuse me.
where those zeros are, whatever that number is, it just goes past those spots.
Mhm.
Okay,
And I can work with. I think there's a lot of ways we can use QuickBooks more effectively. And I talk to our QuickBooks consultant at least once a month and learn something, so that's something I can try to improve on.
this profit and loss budget versus actual, this has always been a part of this packet? Okay, because I was really I was at the loss in my brain part. What does this mean and how am I going through this? It was late. But I didn't remember and I wasn't sure and I just thought, dang, that's not. Who can remember? Who pays attention to all of that? But, okay, so if it's always there, Mary. Who that? Oh, you're Mary, yeah.
Well. Right, well, Rich,
Oh, Rich, thanks, Rich.
I pay attention a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Okay, any other questions about the November audit report and December bills to pay? Roll call, please.
Trustee Bradlow,
Yes.
trustee Ken.
Aye.
Trustee Thurman,
Yes,
supervisor Hess.
Yes.
5 ayes and 0.
Thank you. And no, it's not robust about that response.
All right. And can I get a motion to receive, file, and approve the treasurer's November budget report?
So move.
I'll second.
Question? Questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Absolutely. Trustee McNutt,
Yes.
trustee Ken,
Aye.
trustee Bradlow,
Yes.
trustee Thurman,
yes,
supervisor Hess.
Yes.
5 ayes and 0 nays, the item passes.
Next, we have approval of ordinance 2023-002R, DeKalb Township Road District Tax Levy, and that starts on page 53. We'll have discussion and then take the motion.
Yeah, so I'm increasing, the amount taken in from last year by 2%. Which is equivalent to $27,018.60 overall. And you can see the breakdown towards the bottom on 53 shows the increase or the total amounts. So with that increase, it's divided up $9,800 or $85.40 in road and bridge as a gross, remembering that 50% of that goes to the cities. The net would only be $45,4270. $10,431.20 into permanent road at $6,500 in building equipment. With what we've been doing in building equipment, not having as much equipment here and doing these IGAs and selling the used stuff and not receiving all the payment at 1 year, it allowed me to be able to decrease money coming in and not taking it all at one time. So that equals to a rate. You hear this a lot around now that it's something that we don't share a lot here, but it would take my rate to 0.15055. That's a projection. The county has not set that rate yet, so that is only a projection. So it actually projected to be a decrease to a $200,000 property of $2.22 annually.
You said some of this money goes to the city of DeKalb?
Yeah, portion of it, the increase, portion of that increase goes to the city of DeKalb and Sycamore,
Oh,
depending on how much of their area is inside the boundaries of the DeKalb Township.
Okay.
So the majority of it does go to DeKalb, so. Questions?
Ready for the motion?
You
Okay, all right. So can I get a motion to approve ordinance 2023-002R, the DeKalb Township Road District Tax Levy?
I will. I'll second.
Any final questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Thurman,
Yes.
trustee McKen,
aye.
trustee Bradlow,
Yes,
trustee McNutt. Yes. Supervisor House.
Yes.
As it passes.
Next on page 58 is the DeKalb Township tax levy ordinance. So, the total levy amount we're looking to levy this year is $1,128,500. You'll see on page 61, the breakdown that 908,500 is going to corporate and 225 is going to general assistance. This is actually a decrease from last year. Last year, our levy was 1,135,000. Since we've had those two capital funds for cemetery improvements and building capital, the cemetery improvements is pretty much at the point of about what that project's gonna cost, so there's no point in continuing to, try to collect those full dollars, because we'll hopefully be executing on that project in 2024. I was supposed to meet with the engineer last week, but he had COVID, so. So our rates, last year was 0.141070, and this year it's going down to 0.123188. So I, calculated on this my own house taxes. So last year I paid $82.71 to DeKalb Township, and next year I'll pay $79.80. So it looks like everybody, there'll be a little bit less. So any questions on that? What? Yes, yeah. Any questions on?
Sounded like you said general assistance was 225, but it's 220, right?
Yeah,
$220,500.
sorry. Yeah, I had to bump that up a little bit from last year. Last year it was 213,500. One of the next things we're gonna be talking about is amendment to the general assistance budget, because we are seeing those numbers increase significantly. So I wanted to capture a little bit more there.
In the cemetery, there's $10,000 personnel, and that's for the mowing.
With that, and then we also do have a person that helps with the cemetery.
Oh,
And we do the walks, so there'll be more when we get snow.
I don't know, that's why I asked.
Evergreen over here, we go and do the walks because the kids don't want that to school. So there'll be even more deductions before the end of the budget.
That's what it is, my brain scrambled.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that first one.
The second one.
One on page 59 looks correct, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
the one on 61 is not.
So 220. Thanks for catching that. I can make that correction and then. That's just something that I have to sign, so.
If you change this to 220.
I think I could cross it out and just initial it.
Yeah, just get them to vote to amend in
Yes.
December.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So, but the levy is still the same amount, it's
Yes.
just,
1,120,000,
Yeah.
but,
Just a typo on that one page, right?
Yep.
yep,
so yeah, the levy is still 1,128,500.
that number.
Any other questions or explanations you might be interested in? Okay. Hearing none, roll call please.
Trustee Bradlow?
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
We got
Never
We
mind.
have to make a motion.
Yeah.
I have to get a motion. Can I get a motion to approve ordinance 2023-002T, DeKalb Township levy?
Motion.
changing it.
It's still the same amount, so
That's why the bottom number here should be 220.
Yes, 220, that's correct.
This is correct.
Right.
220 is correct. It's a
The
typo.
next page is,
That's all.
Oh, okay, I see.
I'll just
Right, I mean,
press through that.
yeah, so as long as you change that to the zero.
change that to a 0, we still get that.
Yep.
So trustee Bradlow, you made the motion? Yep. Second,
Second.
any final discussion on that? Roll call, please.
All right, trustee Bradlow,
Yes.
trustee McNutt,
Yes.
trustee King,
Aye.
trustee Thurman,
Yes.
supervisor Hess.
Yes.
Five ayes and 0 nays, the motion passes.
Item number C, review of amendments to the 2023-2024 DeKalb Township Budget Appropriation Ordinance. So that starts on page 64. This has been posted to our website in accordance with the state statute that we have to have it posted in the building 30 days prior to voting on it. So this will be brought to the January meeting for approval. The amounts of money allocated to the DeKalb or the general assistance fund remains the same. I had to change some line items to shift more money to the flat grant expense. Based on today's numbers. So we have 60,000 allocated for that and including some checks that I wrote today for new clients that have been approved. We've spent 59,879. So for January, I will use our contingency fund to make those payments for those clients. And then we can vote on this and then that should last us through the rest of the fiscal year. So just seeing a lot more people coming to us for assistance. That actually last night I attended the school board meeting and made sure the school board members knew that we have, an increased amount of working parents coming to us for assistance and as they're contemplating whether or not to raise their levy that would have a impact on property taxes for, well, all of us, but particularly it'd be passed on to renters and all the people that come in here, they're choosing between rent and utilities and food and car repairs and
It's been busy.
so. Any questions that I can answer before I bring this back next month? Okay. So I just wanted to make you all aware of that. Item number D. Can I get a motion to approve the resolution 2023-008. And that is to amend the DeKalb Township and Road District Personnel Policy and Procedures. To update it to reflect the state laws for paid time off.
I'll
One second.
So just a little bit about that. earlier this year, it was signed into law, this Paid Leave Workers Act that requires the majority of employers to provide their employees with 40 hours of paid time off. There are some that are exempted from this. So the Park District can exempt a seasonal lifeguard, but Craig can't exempt a seasonal mower. So so someone who works here,
Seasonal guy gets 40 hours.
well, it's based
Well,
on,
How many hours you work?
yeah. But if they leave and come back, then we have, if it's in a certain
They can
amount of
accumulate.
days, they can
And
accumulate.
they don't have to work 40 hours. But you can accumulate it over
Right.
time. And it lasts forever, by the way, so you can pile up, you know.
You get 1 hour for every 40 hours. work.
And it can be used for whatever reason, they don't have to give notice. So, I think the intent was there
They
for,
can just look at you at 2 o'clock and say, I'm leaving.
Yes, or more just not show up that day and then, you would know why you can do it.
They still have to follow regular procedure, all right?
No,
They-
they do not. They don't have to give notice.
No, I'm saying if I'm not gonna be at work, I need to let people know.
yes, you still have to.
You have to notify them. they-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they still have some.
But you don't have to
procedure.
tell them why you're not gonna.
Well, yeah, I don't.
And I don't, I mean,
tell
like
them
you-
why I'm not gonna be there either.
You don't have
to tell
to.
why you're not gonna.
Well, not anymore, but
You're just not
Back in
gonna
the day,
show up
yeah.
to work. I would think a boss would need to know why.
Say that again?
If a person just is gonna not show up to work, then the boss would want to know why.
so for instance, right now, we
The
have,
owner would have a right to know why his employees just not gonna show up to work.
I mean, for instance, we have vacation days,
Okay.
sick days and personal days. In order to disperse those properly,
Right,
the employee needs to inform us of what kind of day they use.
yeah,
Scheduling.
This stuff, they can do it later, they can text me 5 minutes before they're supposed to be here and say, I'm not coming in today. I can't ask why.
right.
Pretty hard to schedule things and shut
No,
down
no,
roads and.
I do think that there's some inconvenience that comes with this, but I think about my own job. And those are mine. That's my experience. I could call, there's a lady that I work with whose mom just got sick. And she called us, she texted like, I'm not gonna be able to come.
That's an emergency.
Right, but
Well, but she told us by choice. She didn't have to tell us,
100%.
but she did. So I just,
We try to run on a 14 or 30 days here with my guys. I understand
Yeah.
someone's, or their spouse or the partner or
Right.
child, grandchild, I get all that and I agree with all that. I think family should come first. But I think if we give you an honest, you give me an honest day's work, I'll give you an honest day's pay. And I think I deserve to be.
There's a little courtesy that comes.
With the same respect as I'm treating you with, and
And I'm sure for the most part.
Oh, and we're still gonna get it from the.
that's what I'm thinking, that people, for the most part, that was my question. Are there a lot of people that just, yeah,
Well,
But it's not a law yet, this is January first.
January 1st, and our employees, they did have a nice package of paid time off.
Yeah.
And so all we really had to do is kind of shift it.
Reorganize.
Yes,
The language.
right,
and like I said, I think the intent of this law is for those employers that don't give employees any.
Or
any
keep them just
compensated
under a
paid time.
40-hour work week, so the federal law.
So they don't have to give them
right, right.
There's bad employers.
There are,
Right,
yeah,
But, I just think the way the law was written, it affects us here. If it's snowing at 3 AM, that can be a tough day for.
oh,
anybody.
yeah, no,
And not only the road district, but the city of
Yeah.
DeKalb, while the city was able through home rule to pass a law or pass an ordinance to avoid that, the county highway department not. A state or federal and state employees are exempt. But the
Right.
whole way is not.
yeah. I think about like teachers and stuff and, sometimes,
School districts are exempt.
yeah, cause,
aren't negotiated, aren't unions exempt
soft, but, or there's changes.
Negotiated, yeah. So I think it's still, it's, the language on this is gonna be challenged. And then we are probably gonna be back with another revision. But, starting on page 71, there's basically two copies. There's the resolution that contains all the changes. And then starting on page 71, it's just a little bit easier to read. The stuff that is crossed out is what was in the old copy of the personnel and policy manual. And then there's the new language. And so you can see, you know, we used to give 5 days off. Now we have to say we're giving 40 hours off and just shift it so that it's more in line with the law.
But I have a question, as I read this and I read it again yesterday, I didn't read it and go back and reread it. People, if they're leaving, they can get compensated for it, but if they're still here, they can't necessarily take the days.
Yeah, they can just not show up to work.
No, they can,
That way.
they can take the day.
Well, I
Just can't get extra.
My knowledge, we've always
I
compensated.
mean, pay for it,
No,
right?
I meant like, I think
You're probably talking
Did I
about the
read-
pages, the top of page 72, any unused paid leave time at the end of the calendar year is forfeited? Is that what you're?
yeah,
referring to?
but if I quit though, I can be,
You can get
but I can get money for, yeah,
Oh, and-
which I thought was a little odd.
Yeah.
We're use it or lose it at the city. A lot of places don't let you roll it over.
Right, but if I quit, I get compensated for it.
Because they've earned that time off.
Yeah, you've already earned it, but now you're separating. So they owe it to you, you've already earned it.
Okay, but something rolls over. Right, did I read that
Well,
something
you
rolls
can-
over?
You can roll over.
up to 1 week of vacation time,
Okay,
Your sick time accumulates because.
up
sick time.
to,
So many hours, because it
Yeah.
also adds to your IMRF retirement
okay, yeah,
or benefits that, so.
yeah. Yeah, it kind of works like that for us too. I was just curious. I read it. I just wanted to make sure that I was clear or not clear.
And, you know, I'm thankful that our attorneys brought it to us when they did, because we had to go back and forth a few times and, so I feel like we're more equipped now than maybe a lot of other government agencies.
I'm just glad that, here, we or you all have pretty good workers, so you don't hopefully have to worry about that.
Yeah, and I mean,
Extreme.
I can speak for the three of us that have met a few times over the last 30 days to just get it, there's a lot of differences in the road district works. Different hours and different times in the township, so it's, we just had to talk it through and kind of throw it around and have come up, I think, with a really good plan.
That's
good.
For a while. All right, so we have a motion and a second on that. Do we have any other questions? Roll call, please.
All right, trustee Thurman,
Yes.
trustee Redlaw,
Yes,
trustee King,
Aye.
trustee McNutt. Aye. Supervisor Hess.
Yes.
5 ayes and 0 nays. Passed.
All right. And then finally, approval of can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the regular board of trustees meeting, November 8th, 2023.
Second.
All those in favor, if they're saying aye.
Actually, before we do that.
Yes.
I caught something.
Oh.
So under the budget section, I put, I think I should have put November instead of October for one of the things that I need to cross out at the end of it, with correction, the motion passed, because I copy pasted last month and didn't fully fix it, but that's just, I kind of crossed it out. Will be good soon.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, you want to.
yeah.
Okay. Any other comments, questions?
Good.
Right, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Anyone opposed or abstained? That passes. Old business, nothing. Executive session, nothing. Other business, next regular meeting, January 10th, 2024. followed by the Efficiency Act Committee meeting on January 16th at 6 P.M. With that, I'll take a motion to adjourn, please.
I will.
I'll second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes, happy holidays.
Happy holiday.
Lost in the song, but yeah, I'm not gonna.